All right, so the next sheet that we're going to take a look at is the overall sheet. Now, a lot of these sheets, sometimes depending on the set, will be in different orders. This particular set, we have the overall sheet, which is next. And this one's got quite a bit of detail on it. Obviously, over to the right, you got your title block information. There's our page name, which is overall sheet. If we start up here in the upper corner, or upper left, oops, go the wrong way, we'll see a couple things. One, we have a lot area and width tabulation. So basically what this is just telling us is the area of each lot, and then a frontage. A lot of times a certain requirement is a frontage of a lot has to be a minimum of a certain distance. But here we can see that if we look at lot 101, which is down here, that's got 21 square feet is its area, and then it's an 85-foot frontage. What's really important on this particular sheet, a couple things. One is it shows the boundary line information, and then also some road center line. So you'll see here that these boundary lines around the main parcel have a bearing and a distance. So we could use Business Center to actually create and place this boundary line, which would be theoretically our maybe our limits of disturbance, or at least a boundary line, so we know where we don't encroach on an adjacent owner's property. We could actually place this in, and you'll notice that there's some coordinates. Now, this is a plan set in Virginia. It's a requirement by the surveyor to put in coordinate values and even monument where the property information is. So we could use these if there happens to be monumentation out there and we got a clear area. If this was actually a concrete monument or an iron pin or a rod, we could actually maybe use that as some of our control on this project. Also down here you can see that this particular plan set gives us a road centerline table, and it doesn't show on this sheet, but on a couple of other sheets it actually gives us the coordinates for each one of these points. But if we look at this line 31, which is this line here, 31, you can see that it has a bearing and a length. So we could actually recreate these roads in this road network using this information. Now it's a time-consuming process, which is why getting the CAD file makes things a little bit easier. But if all we had was the PDF, we could do some data prep and rebuild this. Now we would need the coordinates of these locations as well as the road profile, which are on some future sheets. So we'd be able to use this along with a typical cross-section to rebuild this road network using Business Center. So it'd be very easy to take this data and build a model of it using just this PDF. So I'm not digitizing, but I'm actually recreating that information in that line work. Some other information here, we can see we've got some wetlands. So we got existing and impacted. So again, we could plot this out and stake out those wetlands and even create it as an avoidance zone to make sure that we stay out of it. So a lot of information on this overall sheet that we can extract and use in the preliminary stages of a project. We can also see up here, this is where one of our BMPs or our ponds is going to be, and maybe we start with that during our erosion control measures. But we'll take a look at those next. But the overall sheet we can gain a bunch of information from and start using that data to stake it out and or do takeoff.